Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurme Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada. Children, who is the cutest? Who is the cutest deity in our Hindu Dharma? Whom we worship, remember, particularly on Tuesday. Can I hear who it is? Yes, that cute little one with a big belly and large ears and a trunk. Who's that? Right, Ganesha. And Ganesha, like the elephant, is one who faces all difficulties, all challenges, and therefore can remove all our difficulties, challenges, anything that stops us from attaining success, reaching our goal. It is Ganesha whom we turn to and pray for wisdom and knowledge, for strength and courage, to face all life's challenges. And one of the most difficult, that hurts us the most and then stops us from being ourselves, and we often lose confidence, is when people make fun of us. Ganesha shows us how to face our life. There is one evening that Lord Shiva announced to his two children, and that is Ganesha and Kartikeya, that today we are going out for a feast. We are going out for dinner. Oh, the two boys were so excited. And do you know that each of them have their own vehicle? They have their own car. Actually, really speaking, they are their own starship, because these devatas, they to travel from different planet to different planet and different solar systems. So they have their own vehicles, and they decided that they are going to go in their own vehicles. And they went for this elaborate, huge, delicious dinner. And you can imagine what dishes must have been there. And Ganesha, when you are looking at all these dishes, and Ganesha has got a big belly, he's got a great appetite. He wants to not only eat a lot of food, but he also wants to digest that food, and therefore he's got a big belly, and he can take in a lot from life, even life experiences. And most of all, knowledge. And when it's the dinner of Lord Shiva and Parvati, you can imagine that besides food for the tummy, there is also food for thought. And Ganesha is always hungry for more and more food, especially food for thought. Both Ganesha and Kartikeya ate a lot. And then it was dessert time. And can you imagine when all the desserts came, that time, what is Ganesha's favorite? Do you know? And Kartikeya also, because of which Kartikeya got very upset with Ganesha, and that is Modaka. Modaka, have you seen a Modaka? Many of you might know what it is, others don't know. But maybe nowadays you go for dim sum, don't you? Dim sum was created many, many years ago, and this is also which dim sum, not spicy, but sweet dim sum, where you have that soft, soft white covering of rice, and inside is sweet coconut. Ganesha and Kartikeya like it. And when Modaka came, and when Ganesha was going to eat the Modaka, Parvati Mata told Ganesha, Modaka. And by the time she could lift for Kartikeya, Kartikeya got little upset, because brothers get upset sometimes because they feel mummy and daddy favor one over the other. And siblings do fight. Kartikeya also was a little upset and said, "You love Ganesha only. What about Modaka for me?" But this time, there was so much Modaka. And Ganesha said, brother, you can have Modaka. And both brothers started feeding Modaka to each other. Then came also laddus. Now Ganesha had eaten so much, and now it was time to go. So Ganesha looked at the waiter and said, "Can I have a paper bag?" What they call these days, they call it doggy bag. No? Can I have a doggy bag? And he put some modaka and laddus in that because he wanted to eat more. And he carried it, holding it close to his big, big belly. And as they walked out, they all wanted to go in their own starship. And Ganesha's starship, you know what it is? How it is shaped? Shivji's starship is shaped like a bull. Mother Parvati's is like a lion. Kartikeya is a beautiful peacock. And Ganesha's Vahan is what? A tiny little mousy Mushak. When Ganesh came there, his Mushak was parked there, and Mushak was waiting there. The little mouse was waiting there. And mind you, you might sometimes think, how can such a big Ganesha sit in such a small mouse, on such a small mouse? You do not know. You see, starships of that time, they could become big and they could become even small when they had to park. Same way, Mushak was like a transformer. He could become big. But even when Mushak becomes big, how big did Mushak become? Ganeshji could not get onto Mushak. And when he tried to fit in, Ganesha, trying to fit into Mushaka, he was trying to sit on Mushaka. At that time, Mushaka, with Ganeshji already a little bit heavier than before, he was little, but Ganeshji sat on Mushaka, and Mushaka started going. Just when Mushaka was going and Mushaka was picking up speed, suddenly a snake slithered from there. Mushaka got jerky. And that time, Ganesha fell down. And all that he was holding onto his tummy, all those laddus, modakas, fell out. At that moment, the moon started laughing at Ganesha. Oh, and he started saying, look at his fat belly, and he's carrying so much food, and he has fallen down. But when people tease people, it hurts. They feel bad. And some people, for life, they feel embarrassed. And they don't be themselves. But Ganesha, he is the Lord of confidence. Each one of us is different. Each one of us is unique. We have some things beautiful in us. Sometimes some things are awkward. But those awkward things that others think are awkward can be very useful to us. And what do others know sometimes? Ganesha rides this Moshaka because the mouse is that mind who obeys his master. Our mind runs here, there to eat this, go there, run here, run there. But when you want to put it to studies, it doesn't stay there. And how big is your mind? Your mind is small. And Ganesha, with all his appetite, his hunger for knowledge, when that big Ganesha comes, that little mouse gets a little bit frightened and topples Ganesha. And people like the moon, who look so beautiful, who look so shining in the sky up there, looks at Ganesha and thinks Ganesha with his mushak is so awkward that he starts laughing at Ganesha. Ganesha feels bad. And when people laugh at you, when people tease you, people make fun of you, or even sometimes people say harsh things, bad things to you, it hurts, doesn't it? But like Ganesha, and we pray to Ganesha to give us the strength not to keep holding on to it and then make us feel sad. We do feel sad. But Ganesha did not lie there. You are teasing me. So what? My food fell down from my tummy. He didn't sit and cry. He did get angry at the moon for laughing at someone who is having some difficulty, some challenge, or during some awkward time. He looked at the moon and said, you are laughing at someone in trouble, then no one should look at you. Because when we keep company of such people, and such people, when we laugh along with them and tease others, one day they will accuse us, they will blame us for something which you have not done, for something false. The moon suddenly realized that it did something, and when Ganesha says like that, it will come to be true. So moon says, I'm sorry. But after doing something like this, at least we should say sorry. But many people do not even say sorry. But Ganesha is also Shivji's son, Parvati's son. He's a Lord of compassion, Lord of love. But if those who do wrong, they are not corrected a little bit, they will keep doing it thinking that nobody can do anything to me. So Ganesha said that today is the 4th day of the moon, waxing moon. Therefore, on Chaturthi, on this day, that is called as Ganesh Chaturthi. On Ganesh Chaturthi, if anyone will look at you, they will be blamed for something they have not done. Because such people's company should never be kept. Moon said, okay, 1 day in a year, it's fine. But I'm sorry. Ganesh just, with his long trunk, his tusk. And have you seen an elephant? It's always got a smile. Ganeshji gave his smile, but gave a stern look at the moon, and then quickly picked up the laddus and the modaka, and he ate them up and put it back into his stomach. Because really speaking, knowledge which is undigested, life experience which is not lived, can always fall out and get wasted. So Ganeshji did not waste any time, and he picked up all the laddu. And you know those laddus, those orange laddus, sweet laddus, those pearly beards. Nice, those big laddus. Ganeshji ate it up, and his tummy became even bigger. And then he looked at Moshika and said, Moshika, you were afraid of that snake? So Ganesha got hold of that snake and he put it round his tummy like a belt. Because when you're going on a fast vehicle, you must belt yourself for safety. No? So he took it and turned round his tummy to tuck in his tummy a little bit, got onto Moshika, and he says to Moshika, let us go now and stop not till we reach home, till we reach our goal, till we reach our success. Because very often, what stops us from moving ahead in life is what people say about us. What is wrong in us, we must correct it. Knowledge that we must hear like Ganesha with big ears, just like now you are listening to the story. Listen with all attention. And when you gain the knowledge, don't keep it in a doggy bag that later on I will go on the internet and get the information. Make it your own knowledge. Eat it. Digest it. Then it will not fall out. And do not become proud and have an ego. You take that ego and belt it round your tummy and safely sit on Mushika. And don't you worry. You just go to where you have to go in life. And therefore Ganesha stops at nothing to reach his goal. And that's how our rishis have said, arise, awake, and stop not till you reach your goal. And Ganesha reached home safely, happily, and full, purna. Isn't it a lovely story? At the same time, whenever in life we find people are teasing us, our own mind says that you can't do it. Or something comes on the way and we get anxious, we get afraid. And we don't use our knowledge that we have heard with attention. We fall. But like Ganesha, you rise up again. Don't be affected by people teasing you. When I say don't be affected, of course at that time it hurts you. But don't keep it with you. Throw it away. Don't look at such people and listen to those people's words. And ride your joyful ride in life. So let us today pray to Ganesha, chant his mantra, sit straight. Think of Ganesha with his big ears, his trunk, his tusk, his smiling face, his little eyes looking at you, and his big belly with a snake tied as a beautiful belt sitting on his mushaka, his mouse, and pray to Ganesha whenever you feel bad. ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। 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 ॐ सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। असतो मा सद्गमय, तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय, मृत्योर्मामृतं गमय। ॐ पूर्णमद पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते, पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः।